Welcome back, everybody. We are now on part 4 of the final episode of The Wheel of Prime. Almost done this rewatch. Gonna try something new, see if this works, but Pips keeps telling me that people kind of stop watching right about now on a lot of our episodes. So please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And with that, I want to introduce our panel for this episode because this is the international panel. We've got back people from all over the world. We're doing this at a really weird hour, but thankfully everybody can be drinking. Let's go to the man who's farthest away. Aldan, how are you doing, my friend? What are you drinking? And can you reminisce a bit about the last time you were with us?
I'm doing very well, Dane. Thanks for having me back, mate. I can't remember that much about the last one, except for something about a wig on Loyal's head.
That was from the Reject store, which I think is an Australian term.
You don't have Reject stores over there?
I think we call it a little bit something a little bit more sensitive, like a second-hand store.
Well, it depends. Is a Reject store a used item store, or is it a quality assurance failure store?
Quality assurance failure, yeah.
We typically call those factory seconds in the US.
Nah, this is like a step down from that. Even we have factory second shops here, and then there's like another rung beneath that, which is a Reject shop, which is like stuff that's like complete trash, $2 nonsense.
Is this maybe uniquely Australian? Is it the workforce is just drinking too many Fosters, and so you have like another level of quality fails?
I don't know, man. Nah, but it doesn't come from this stuff. Doesn't come out of this country, mate. We don't make shitty. It comes out of China or Taiwan or some crap like some joint like that. Yeah.
All I can say is, growing up, they tried to dissuade us from calling each other retards in school. So quickly, Reject became the substitute, and I've always kind of associated with those words. So when I heard the Reject shop, I that's where my mind went. But anyways, Aldan, what are you drinking tonight? Or today, I think it's afternoon for you.
It is, man. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon here in Brisbane, Vegas, down in Australia. And I'm drinking Carlton Draft today, which is one of my favourite beers because it's the afternoon and it's hot. As I was saying to the boys before, the sun's come out for the first time in a little while, so we have to drink beers today. And Carlton Draft, mate, the great Australian beer. Get into it.
Nice.
And no, Pips, I've seen your message there. No one does drink Fosters. That's bullshit. That Foster stuff, that's pus. Complete piss. It's nonsense. Don't drink that.
I think the only time that I ever did drink some Fosters was when it was about the only thing cheap and available, and I can agree with your assessment.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
guys, we got to get going because we're going to be here all night otherwise. But let's go across the world to where it's nice and dark. Kala Al-Din, how are you doing, brother? What are you drinking? And do you want to reminisce about all of our low gain watching that we did the last time?
Oh boy, yeah. I'm drinking water, unfortunately.
That is unfortunate.
It is too late at night where I am to start drinking. I'd wind up with a terrible hangover tomorrow morning. But I would, in ideal circumstances, I'd be cracking open a crisp Oktoberfest right now. So last time I was on the channel, that was episode 4, I think. That was the introduction of Low Gain.
Yeah, we had a similar looking castle to this thing, but
it's almost like they reuse the same sets all the time.
Excited to be back?
I can't say I am because I know what lies ahead of me.
All right. Okay, and now to keep with the international flavor, we're not going too far. I think over to central Canada. Zach's my man. How are you doing? You feel like reminiscing a little bit, and what are you cracking open?
I got a Berserker Blonde here, which is a craft beer I picked up out of a 6-pack, and I think it's actually from Alberta, but it's all right. It's a low alcohol level, so I'll probably be switching to vodka shots not too long from now to get through this episode.
And how about the last time you had craft beers? The last time around, is it that's why you're going to move on to vodka pretty soon? You think?
Yeah, I mean, this is 5.5%. Like, this is nothing. This beer, so it's got a nice can. I'll give it that. But
we try in Alberta.
You kick it out, yeah, when you're done with it. And I can second Eldan because I was in Sydney, tried to order a Foster's, and I got the worst look you can imagine. And they said, we don't sell that here.
Yeah, it's because it's past.
Well, dude, it's like Labatt's are Canadian, Molson Canadian for us. Like, I don't know any Canadian that drinks that shit. So
I think America is the only country where we drink the stereotypical beer that is ascribed to us. Other countries, they'll throw, American parties and they'll have red Solo cups and Budweiser and stuff like that. And Americans actually do drink Budweiser.
I tried one of them Budweisers once, mate. It was no good.
Well, it's made with a lot of rice, so
that should be a commercial there.
Now, Pips, are you still on moonshine? Like, are you getting blind drunk again with this, or have you kind of reformed? What are you drinking tonight, buddy?
I'm taking one episode break from hitting the shine. Today I'm drinking some single malt scotch because my liver was complaining about the damage that I was doing to it. So
that's fair. And Alex, I know you've been dying to basically pipe up about good American beer. So what are you drinking this time around?
I'm actually going with vodka Red Bulls today because I don't know who decided to schedule this one, but they didn't have my sleep schedule in mind when we put this one through.
It's international, man. We got people from all over the world. That's kind of what we have to do to get this done.
I know, and that's why I was kind of excited because Zach and I are both doing the clear liquor thing, which I'll be honest, generally I consider clear liquor to be for like old women on diets, but
okay, it actually is diet related. That's kind of why. So funny you say that. I'm not an old lady, but it is a diet thing. Yeah.
Come on. Bourbon has the same amount of calories as vodka. There's no reason to drink vodka.
All right, gents, we got about 8 minutes of show to get through today. I think we can do it. There's a lot of crap, especially early on. We got some Faldara stuff. We got some more Rand Vision Dream stuff. We got a really idiotic conversation between Moraine and the Dark One. And we're going to end it with what is rumored to be actually another fake out death. So that running tally is going to keep going up. So I don't know. You guys ready? You guys pumped? We're going to do this?
Yeah, man. I was born ready. Let's roll.
All right.
The pain train.
Alex, you got the pause button this time around? All right. Does that look like a bridge that can burn down?
We're not getting through this episode.
It looks like stone, but stone things can burn. The mortar will crumble under heat, and then it'll fall down, and
Hey, here's another thing. You guys remember when Lord Yakota mentioned that drawbridges ropes have been cut?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Have we seen a drawbridge?
No. That's a good question.
Oh.
I went looking for that shit too. Just little things. Drawbridges. No drawbridges. Nothing cut. Burning bridges. And
what's this?
a lot. Sorry, Aldan. What was that? You cut out.
What's this chick doing here? Is she pulling the ballista?
Yeah, all the men have gone to the wall. So all the women are going to defend the city, women and children.
She's going to pull the bow on the ballista. No worries, mate. Okay, she couldn't even pull a Two Rivers bow, mate.
She's got a crank. But the great thing here is they're kicking out all the foreigners. And boy, howdy, are there a lot of foreigners.
Based.
Is this Numenor? So, ballistas. I just got back from my trip, and I saw lots of castles, and they have crenellations specifically for ballistas to be seated in. You don't put this is painful to watch already.
Yeah.
I just admire the fact that this lady is giving a really good attempt at like a blue steel. So this is a good pause. She's she's adding this to her headshots for sure.
And she can raise one eyebrow at a time. That's
true.
A skill, man.
She's got the rock acting skill.
She's got eyeshadow on. Trollocs are coming. Let me do my makeup. But
hey, what's the thing? Die young and leave a pretty corpse or something like that? Isn't that a Paris Hilton line?
Maybe, but I don't.
It's an average corpse at best.
Well, she was trying.
And the Trollocs are going to eat that anyways.
The effort.
Anyway, this bridge is also facing the wrong way, so I don't know why they have the ballistas on this bridge as opposed to elsewhere. But
do we really want to get into the logistical problems of the ballistas here and not at the wall?
That's a good point.
Okay, I
think we could drive on a little bit. I just wanted to mention burning bridges.
Woman or child stays to fight for our city.
Every child?
Every child.
We're drafting the children.
Oh no!
So historically, the men go fight because women and children represent the future of any country, right? Men relatively expendable when it comes to children and the continuance of a society and a culture and a population. So you let the women and children go and not be massacred, and she's turning that all around. So not only is it sort of the the Guy Ladriel sort of the girl boss warrior thing, they're going to have children.
They have kid bosses. Yeah.
Oh, man. Wait a second. I'm just trying to think back to the Eye of the World, but didn't they send, or maybe it's elsewhere in Wheel of Time, didn't they send like the women and children away from Faldara?
Pretty sure.
They did. No, that's
Borderlanders do not keep children on the front line. Even right. That's not something that Borderlanders will do. I also love the concept of sending refugees out because, when you have a heavily fortified city and an onrushing horde, the safest place for refugees is outside the city on the open road.
Just wait until you see how many refugees there are.
I really like this plan because it's like they're baiting the Trollocs. Like, no, don't attack the city. Attack all these refugees that we've kicked out. Go eat them instead.
That's basically
go kill Min. Kill Min, please.
We have to also comment, this is the first shot that we see of said girl boss in said armor, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, it looks ridiculous.
Just guys in chat, Lady Balefire wants me to bring up that it's 2022 and there's too many biologists talking about genders and sex here, so she wants you to stop.
Yeah, well, she can get fucked. I'm a biologist.
he can say that because she's muted in the chat. She won't. She can't come for him yet.
She's gonna go off.
That's right.
I throw the baby in the chat.
But no, Amelisa looks like she's right off the set of the fucking Scorpion King with that kind of armor. But great.
Yeah.
All right, we ready to see some refugees?
Yeah, why not?
Do we? I feel like we glossed over that armor real quick.
I mean, we're gonna see a better shot of it, right? Like this is,
Oh yeah, we'll keep seeing this. Unless you got something to say now, Alex.
Well, I'm dumbfounded by the decision that we have this magical set of armor. Like we've decided that this armor for some reason is some kind of Angreal. That like magically keeps people safe in battle.
Is that what you read on some Reddit? And is that why Amelisa was overpowered towards the end?
No, they legitimately have the conversation where Agelmar and what's her face are like they're looking at the armor and they say the armor is like it's magical armor.
Yep.
I don't know if it's superstitious magic or if it's like.
I think it's just superstitious magic. I don't think they meant it was a literal term, Grail.
No, I disagree, man. I'll tell you what. I'll disagree. I disagree. They did it. They did mean that, and they meant it because fucking Agelmar is not dead. That's bullshit. He's still filming season 2. So.
Is that confirmed that the actor is in season 2?
I've seen it, mate. He's there 100%. So that's what that is about. That is about some kind of bullshit, throw off, whatever. And he had to wear that armor because, like, that way he wasn't going to die when he got stabbed. And if he had worn the other armor, then he would have died. So he knew that because who knows? That's what that is. 100%.
So season 2 is going to be worse than we think. Somehow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's drive forward. I really want you guys to count refugees coming up.
From the Royal Armory. We leave nothing in reserve.
Why is there a royal armory in a place where there's no royalty? The king doesn't live in Faldara.
That's not the worst butchery of Faldara coming up. Just wait.
I need archers on the north wall. Women ready to burn the bridges when the time comes.
Ooh, there's the burning of bridges.
In the city.
Look how effective this is going to be later.
Hey, they're finally lighting torches in the city. You know, good for them.
Smart.
Yeah, just wait for the next one, Pips. Just keep that in mind.
Is that dude wearing a crude bald cap in the center of this shot?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
probably.
he is.
Oh,
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
They couldn't find a bald extra?
oh, it's the checks, man.
Oh, you're right. Mhm. So, guys, I want to call out just like the obvious thing here, the elephant in the room, and it's all these women are working together. Like, how am I supposed to believe this?
It's unbelievable. It's actually not wrong, mate.
Right?
That never happened.
Nobody
Never.
has stabbed anybody in the back. Nobody's usurped anybody. No.
It's unrealistic.
Not even
It's my
saying-
crossbow. No, it's my crossbow. No, it's
That's
mine.
right.
It has to be mine.
Every episode of reality television has told me that this is not possible.
Oh, now we're canceled. Oh, well.
That's all right.
I also like,
Just blame me.
so a city at war that didn't have enough horses for that cavalry, so they only had like 20 people going, on horseback for the famed and sort of legendary Shinaran heavy cavalry. But apparently they're letting people take horses out of the city.
Just wait. Just wait until you see how many.
Sorry, I can't resist Horsewatch.
Spread word through the city. Any woman who can channel the one power.
She looks like she's friggin' turtle popping her head out of that armor.
Scorpion Queen, man.
That's horrible.
It's so bad.
This is easily the worst armor I've like. she can't move.
Let it out.
She
Let it out.
literally has to like move
Mate, you
at
have
the
to turn
hips.
square.
Yeah.
You have to turn square. She does. It's fucking stupid.
It
Oh
also
my
doesn't
God.
have any arms or legs. It's just
Well, yeah, because Agelmar has the rest of it.
She's got this neck guard thing. I'd love to see what Shad thinks about this, but she's got this neck thing around her neck that is going to do nothing except for annoy the shit out of her.
It's also very,
Every time
very
she turns his
clearly
head, she's
foam.
like, yeah.
I mean,
but
look
that's
at the
true.
shot right here. You can very clearly see both the sternum strap and the neck piece are like actively folded right here.
Fuck, you're not wrong, man.
also
my
the
God,
material
you're not
is so thin that if it was actual metal, she'd be cutting her jugular every time she moves her head.
I actually think that's a practical thing, that neck piece, because it makes her head a better target.
It sort of deflects blows towards her head. So like
That's what you want.
I just think it's ceremonial armor on it. Like, if you told me that was ceremonial armor, I'd be like, okay, I see that. I see the ceremony. That's not real armor. It's ceremonial armor.
She doesn't end up
I would
using
be
it.
very confused about what ceremony that we're doing that started in the age of cosplay, such that everybody is using foam. But
This is lightning conducting armor, as we'll see later on.
Oh, good.
I also like that there's rivets. I
Just so you can get your blade stuck. Yeah.
gotta keep moving.
Yeah.
Protect Valdara!
Who's she talking to?
Has never fallen!
Now you got to
False. False.
She's talking to you, Dane. She's talking directly to you, Dane. 100%.
So you guys have seen Monty Python Quest for the Holy Grail, right?
Mhm.
So is she
Yeah, of
basically
course.
like, the first one sank into the swamp, the second one sank into the swamp, the third one stood up, and then it burned
And then
down,
sank.
fell over, and sank into the swamp. But the fourth one, like the city's never fallen, except for all the times it's been burned down and rebuilt.
That's the whole fucking. And here's the thing: they came out of the Waygate right outside of the city.
Yeah.
Just like in the books. And why was the Waygate so far from Faldar? It's because Mafel Dadarnel, the Ogier-built city in Shinar, was destroyed in the Trolloc Wars. Like, there's one thing that is described, or that is basically defines Faldara as a characteristic city in the setting, and that it's not Ogier-built. It was rebuilt by men, and it serves a singular military purpose. That's what you get as a reader about Faldara, and the fact that it's a city that was completely and utterly destroyed and then rebuilt in a slightly different place. That's the defining characteristic of this city. So, what the fuck is this line doing here, right? It's like
technically wrong.
It's just
the second city that we built. The other ones fell into the swamp, but this one has.
There's something even better about this line, which is that up until the fall of Malkir, which happened 40 years ago, this city never came under direct attack by Trolloc forces.
Yeah, it wasn't technically a borderland at all.
Right, it's Shinar. This city hasn't been attacked in the past 40 years. Oh my.
Yeah.
It's, girl boss needed a Braveheart speech, and turn your brain off, it'll be fine.
Fuck girl boss bullshit. Fuck it.
Just there's one thing that gets established about Faldar, and that's that it was destroyed and came back, and it's the one thing that they could get wrong, and they did get wrong.
Hey, before we move on, is that discount Legolas on the right?
Just thinking how much she should be in Rings of Power.
Dude, he looks a bit elvish. You're not wrong.
He looks more elvish than anyone in the freaking Rings of Power show.
Technically, it should be a woman, because all the men are at the wall dying.
I was going to say there are no women here, or there are no men here, guys. This is all women.
I thought we already discussed that we're not biologists. We can't know that for certain.
I already told you I am a biologist, man. That is a dude playing at being a girl, just with long hair.
Let's go count refugees. See you later, men.
Why did you have to stop it there, you fucking asshole? That's what it called.
Keep going. It's the next shot.
I mean,
or pan up. Count all those fucking refugees.
Wow.
Oh my god! It just keeps going.
So
yeah.
So what we're getting here is Shinar. We've made jokes about how every place in this show is New York City, but apparently Shinar, right against the Blight, is literally a cosmopolitan paradise. It's just a city of refugees.
80% of the population refugees, and they all got to fuck off when the Trollocs are coming. There is a column that is snaking down the whole way. And then I'm pointing, you guys can't see it, but in the distance, and then it bends and it goes up the hill.
Yep.
And there's still people going.
We can conservatively say this is 20 times the size of the army that went to the wall.
Yep. Didn't she just say every man, woman, and child is going to stay here and die to defend the city? Didn't she just say that?
Yeah, but
all the men have gone to the wall to die.
Only the
women and children, Shinaran women and children are defending the city. All the Shinaran men are dying at the wall, and all of you foreigners can go fuck off, and you'll get chased down by the Trollocs later.
I think if I'm Shinaran, I'm ditching my passport.
Hey, to be fair, the CGI on the person refugee snake, it looks better than any other CGI they've done on people that don't actually exist.
The sort of colored in dark line in the distance is high quality.
Yeah, that's better than the Trollocs, mate, in a minute.
We should probably clarify. Yeah, there's no way that we actually believe they got 1,000 extras to walk through this desert. It's probably just like a guy from the CGI studio who went a little bit nuts. Oh, you want to see refugees leaving? Well, I'll fucking CGI in 5,000 of them.
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. This like sort of scrubland plains and those mountains, that place doesn't exist. So they couldn't have possibly had actual extras in this shot because it's all CGI.
Yeah. I guess I'm trying to figure out, okay, if we were pretend you had brain damage and you had to write this episode in 45 minutes. What problem, like what purpose does this scene serve that we are kicking out the refugees? Like what, like is it supposed to be world building? Is it supposed to be like, what motivates this scene?
Maybe they need to move Min from one point to another.
I think that's what it is, actually.
I think it's something else, actually.
What do you reckon?
I think the showrunners cannot grasp the concept that cities exist without refugees in them. And their natural thought process is, oh, war is coming to the city. I guess all the refugees in the city have to leave. But
why?
and then well, because you can't expect refugees to stay there. What are refugees doing in Faldara, the northeasternmost city on the continent, right against the borderlands?
They're bad luck. They're bad luck. The last city they were from fell to Trollocs also, so we got to get rid of them.
Stop asking. They're just there. Stop asking questions. Refugees are there. Don't question how they got there. You just need to treat them humanely now.
Well, also, like, why would people move north? Like, who down in Andor or Kyrian or Tyr or Ilion, who down there is like, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to live right on the border of the Blight.
They're refugees now because they're taking refuge from Faldar, but they're foreigners, and there's no way that, like,
there's no trade in Faldara.
Lan was like the one foreigner that came to town in fucking Faldara, and everybody knew who he was. Like, it's not.
Yeah, all the immigrants moved to the Randlands version of Syria. Like,
yes,
that is what this is. You're right.
No, I got it, guys. Okay, this is what happened. Someone on the plane was watching the two towers, and they saw everyone leaving Edoras, but they didn't watch the end of the movie, so they didn't know where they were going. They think this is just what you do. You abandon your city and run.
I can see it.
Yeah, we already had the Ride of the Rohirrim in that shitty episode. Oh shit. Why are they?
We can keep playing through this because we're going to make Pip speculate on what these guys are going to be doing.
I mean, I know what they're going to be doing. I've seen the memes. It's not a surprise.
Okay.
I just, what the fuck?
Oh, right, you haven't seen this.
This is so fucking dumb.
Pip hasn't seen this.
All right,
wait till they pull it out, mate.
Pause here. We got to get out of here. To where? To Rand? No, Egwene. No one said anything about Rand. Why are you bringing him up?
She's obsessed, mate, with the Dragon D. That's what it is.
It's the
I'll buy that.
It's the five-headed Dragon D.
Okay, now here's one other quick thing. Do you guys see Loyal in the background?
Nope.
Like, he's not in the hallway coming down? So you don't see Loyal coming from that gate area. That's what I'm checking.
Oh, I gotcha. No.
Okay, good. That's going to be relevant in about 3 seconds.
I think that they should tell her that don't worry, those gates aren't going to hold.
Hey, wait. Look at discount Legolas on the right, and that stack, right? This was the shot where the girl boss speech was made.
Yeah, just in the previous scene.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same.
I just didn't take from the previous scene based on the crowds of people in what we are now seeing as an open door, all shaking their fists and saying, "Yes, we will defend this city." Apparently, this is the gate out of the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So again, we have, a White Tower situation where they're reusing the same shots. The previous scene would have made you think that was like the keep itself or something like that. She was talking to, the female soldiers that she was going to lead. Whereas instead, those were all the people leaving the city that were in the background, and they just paused to shake their fists.
Those are the ones that were staying and organizing the ballistas to guard the one bridge out of town.
What I'm saying, though, is
down.
that we just saw the snake of people marching out of this gate to the south, right? In between this scene and the speech scene. So she was giving that speech to all of the refugees leaving the city.
Maybe.
And then they just fucked off. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What is it?
Where did he come from?
Fuck. He just morphed out of the wall.
Well, I mean,
actually, you know what? There was a tall dude. There was a tall shadow. Maybe
No.
he was the tall. He was
No,
the
I
tall
looked.
shadow, Dane. No, did you?
I looked.
Would the ogre we see in this show have a tall shadow?
No.
No, you're fucking not wrong.
Pause here.
There you are.
I left the Two Rivers to bring the four of you home. I know which four she's talking about, but she's talking to three people here, and one of them has never been to the Two Rivers.
Oh my god.
You don't speak like this.
No,
right?
people.
When you're talking to Egwene and Perrin and Loyal, so for one, you don't mention, oh, I was going to bring the four of you. No, because you're only talking to three people, and one of them had nothing to do with it. You would start enumerating, I left the Two Rivers to bring our people home, or to bring you and Rand and Matt home. And now she does say Rand and Matt by name in the next line, but nobody, like, this is just bad dialogue. I guess that's my point.
It is bad dialogue.
I've already lost Matt and Rand. I can't lose you two.
No,
Do we even have anything to say about that other than like?
I was thinking, like, when was there good dialogue in the show? Like, has there been any good dialogue?
There was this one little bit with that lady, the good actor lady from back the Tinker bitch. What's her name? Fucking the one that you said the other. Yeah, Isla.
Oh,
she said something that was okay dialogue. I'll give it okay dialogue. I didn't mind it.
Has your life gotten better when you picked up that axe? That kind of thing?
No, it wasn't that. It was something. Wasn't she was talking when she was talking about Arm's mum, and I thought that was okay dialogue. But I think that was mostly also her performance. She's a good actress, and that was a good performance.
Is she a good actress?
I don't think we have time to retrospective on an episode.
Let's not go back. No, that's fair. But no, to answer your question, it's not that's the only scary so far that I can remember.
let's not wax poetic about the one moment of C+ dialogue in the show.
Amen, Dane. Amen.
All right. Now the Trollocs still haven't charged. Okay, cool.
Oh shit! Is that what we're looking at right now? This is the.
It's pretty dark, but it's the other side of the wall.
All right, so I'm going to have to boost this picture in post-production here because I'm looking at what looks like basically darkness in about 4/5 of this scene and then a weirdly angular top of this fucking wall.
That's what I said, man. The snaky people going up the hills were better than this, mate. That's what I was referring to.
Man. I think somebody said it last time that our Mystery Science Theater overlay is actually better than what they got with the Trollocs. Right. Oh, pause. Fuck.
No, this is so bad.
Who says this? Let them buy every step they take with blood. Because you're saying let them come at it. Like, let them come. They can take us over as long as they pay for it in blood. Like, it's not what you say. Like, this again.
Let's not forget, mate, this is one of the great captains. The fucking great captains. I'm going to stand here and die. No worries, mate. Let's just get ready to die.
That's
my plan. I'm a great captain.
Why are they using crossbows?
Because they've got murder holes to shoot out of that, can't.
Longbows are better.
Footholds?
Oh, God. What is it? Yeah.
And you know what? Like, I'm not an expert in this stuff, but just from looking at what they've done by raising the wall, the land in front of the wall, they've built a ramp. They've created a ramp for the Trollocs to get a good running start.
They gave him a ladder
up the wall.
Yeah.
The Trollocs come at them kind of like the bugs in Starship Troopers. And although Starship Troopers came out, I think, in 1998, the special effects in that film are better than this.
I just noticed something. If we go back here and look at the wall, don't make us
watch it again.
Oh, sorry. Okay, look at the wall. You see how you can see through the wall? You can see through the windows.
Yep.
It might be because they have torches lit inside.
Yeah.
That might be the effect that they're going for.
Is that it, or is it supposed to be? Okay. If you tell me if it's torches.
Yeah,
there are torches behind Agilmar.
Yeah, I'll give them that. There are torches right there. Like, Yeah. The question that I have is, why are none of these people moving? To the extent that Alden, you said that they watched, segments of Lord of the Rings. This is watched that scene with the Uruk-hai at Helm's Deep, where like they're all standing around while the one Uruk-hai like runs in with the explosive charge, right? They watched that scene and they were like, "That was a good scene."
Let's do that. But with really bad PlayStation 3 graphics.
Look, even the hill in the background, the Tarwin's Gap Pass looks like the scene, the shot where Gandalf and the Rohirrim come charging down on the sort of dawn of the third day.
This is not PlayStation 3 graphics. This isn't Starship Troopers graphics. This is fucking Diablo 2 graphics.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Are we talking about Resurrected or OG?
OG. Back from fucking, what is it, 1996 or something? Good Lord.
Lady B in the chat brings up a great point that the Fade's horse is taller than all the Trollocs now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Standing
also,
on what is it? Halfway up the mountain.
Also, I've been saying consistently the whole time, the Fade's horses have horse skulls as face masks. It's a horse wearing a horse skull on its face.
But it's not just a skull, right? It's a hollowed out skull. So it's like the skull, and then someone's taking the time to fucking hollow it out somehow.
It's the skull.
Back to like a paper thin fucking rendition of the outline of the skull.
It's the skull of a bigger horse.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We can get past Agelmar's first bad dialogue, but just this is so bad.
So those actually looked like moderately decent murder holds.
Here.
This is the girl Murdrill as well. Yeah, the girl half-man. I guess we call him half-man now, yeah?
May the last embrace of the mother welcome you home.
Fuck off, show.
He's saying that to fucking Trollocs. Let that sink in. This is the reverent prayer that you give to your countrymen that have fallen and that you've buried naked without shroud so that you can get basically embraced by the earth or the earth mother again. This is, may the last embrace of the mother welcome you home. That is not something you wish to an enemy, and it's definitely not something you wish to shadow spawn.
Yeah, they burn Trolloc corpses. They bury their dead.
I took it to mean that he was talking to his men because he was a bad leader. He knew they were screwed.
That's very generous. That's very generous, my friend.
It's insanely generous.
Hey,
That's the only defense.
We've talked a lot about lighting in this show. So he's facing down an arrow slit right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And the sun was behind the wall, right?
Correct.
The wall is they're facing north.
Yes, in a canyon.
Yeah.
We saw the shadows of that canyon so much that you could barely even see the freaking Trollocs painted in with Microsoft Paint. What is lighting his fucking face and making that shadow behind him?
One of the Trolloc torches is actually an LED flashlight.
Oh, this fucking show.
May the last embrace of the mother welcome us home. And by that, I mean alcohol.
Somebody got paid for this.
A lot of people got paid for this.
The director for this should have been fired for this shot alone.
Yeah.
Mother welcome you home.
So, they're gonna fucking World War Z.
He could have been a good Agelmar too, man.
They're gonna World War Z this wall.
And here we go. So this is the Starship Troopers. They're climbing up, but if we can pause there.
Where the fuck?
No, do we have to go? I don't think I can do this.
All I gotta say is how much more effective would that wall have been as a defensive structure if they didn't have the windows?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know why you make an entrance to your.
I mean, murder holes don't weaken your defense, right? So far, they looked like murder holes or sort of like arrow slits from the inside, but from the outside they looked like very large windows. So I'm a little confused about what's happening with the wall, but I'm also confused about how these three fucking just women arrived out here in the middle of like.
Just wait.
It gets better. It does get better.
It gets way better, man. Yeah,
Hey,
like so much better.
Do you know it's the most common?
Oh my god!
The most common additional defensive feature with a wall is a ditch in front of the wall.
Yep.
But they had a ramp instead.
No, it was a ramp made of Trolloc bodies.
If I got a wall,
the Trollocs are basically piling on top of each other to try and get into those arrow slits. That's what's going on.
sounds like a really good time to throw some, I don't know, some kind of burning pitch down on them or something. I don't know, something that would really piss them off. Wait.
You think like maybe 5 linked channelers could be effective at that wall?
Can you imagine, mate, throwing lightning down from the top of that wall as they're trying to climb up the wall? You could destroy hundreds of thousands of the bastards. But no, instead, I've got a better idea. All right, I am the great Captain Lord Agormir. I'm going to stand in this fucking wall in front of this hole. Well, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait for the monsters to come through the hole, and then I'm just going to like try and shoot them with my crossbow from 2 meters out. No worry, that's a great plan.
Well, also, I mean, there's no.
The battle was lost. They were going to lose anyway, so you might as well divide your forces.
I mean, there's no cauldrons of oil. There's no stones to roll over the top. There's no anything like that.
There's a thousand things you could.
And they've reduced Agomar to a common foot soldier, so Agomar shouldn't be holding a crossbow.
This is the same Agomar. Oh, God.
And he says prayers for Trollocs.
There's no problem with Agomar holding a crossbow at the start of the battle, but he's a blade master. He needs to be where the fighting is and just cut them down.
So
no, it needs to be the opposite. He needs to not be involved with the fighting. He needs to be leading and commanding.
The point that I was making,
wall waiting to die. That's what he's not doing.
Yeah.
He's not sitting in a fucking wall like a rat waiting to die. That's not what he's not doing.
The point that I was making, and this is, Alex said the same thing here, right? Is there's kind of a famous quote that the general who takes up the sword has surrendered the baton. And so he's standing there shoulder to shoulder with his guys shooting this crossbow. Anybody could do that job. If he is actually good at his job, he should be doing that. He shouldn't be doing the job that literally anyone can do. A crossbow, the advantage of crossbows is that they take no time to train anyone and literally anyone can do it. So it's absolutely absurd.
And people might point out Agomar was in the thick of the fighting at Tarwin's Gap in the books. But bearing in mind, that point about the general takes up a sword, has surrendered the baton and ceased to command anything.
He was surrounded by a personal guard, right? So generals
a personal guard, and he's the reserve force, or he's directing where people go. And if he's needed somewhere, he will go and he'll try and rally the troops. And that's a very big thing in cavalry battle too. Is in order to prevent a rout, you need to basically give spine and backbone to your soldiers so that they don't turn and flee. And that's the function that he does when he, has a standard and he rides into battle at a key moment.
And that is exactly the difference, right? So using yourself strategically, and you see this, like you said, in heavy cavalry and mounted knights and things like that, because so you and all of the people with the best armor and best swords and best lances and horses, basically you and your nobles and people who, had been training all their lives to do this, were that shock force that you could use to either punch a hole or rally your line or prevent a rout. And that's consistent with medieval combat and tactics. And also you expend your energy and you expend yourself, right? The risk that you put on yourself when it's worth it, not just the whole time.
But Pips, you also don't have waist high arrow slits in a flat wall. Like that's not how that defense would even work in the first place. You'd have that's why towers exist, is for arrow slits, because towers defend towers. You have to defend the tower from the other towers, or else you can't hold it. And this is a flat wall.
I agree. Yeah.
What is this?
Blind spots galore.
I'm waiting to see the front of this wall closer up, because right now it looks trash, but I can't really comment specifically what's wrong with it.
Doesn't look any better. It's the worst wall in the history of
right.
It's a wall that doesn't even exist. Lady B spot on. She's like, why is there even a wall? She's not wrong.
Right. It's like built by city workers. Like this is what you would get if the government built you a protective wall.
I'm telling you, I really think that that Aldan was right here. They watched The Lord of the Rings, and somebody saw the scene from Helm's Deep and thought, wouldn't it be cool if we had a Helm's Deep wall scene? And they just did that.
Really badly.
I'm just remembering back to when Alex, if you recall, we did the worst show moment in the Discord back in March, and my emoji game was on fire that one day, and we noted how bad the wall was, and one of the things in my emoji for it was a block of Swiss cheese, because that's ultimately what this fucking wall is.
When I first saw this, I thought that the city was close to the wall to the point where the city could defend the wall from above, so it was a first line of defense. But it's just an open field after this.
This is where you'd have your fight.
So if I can add something, and you guys are kind of saying this, right? The number one rule of defensive operations and tactics is that any obstacle has to be covered by fire. An obstacle that is not covered by fire is not an obstacle. And that's the problem here. So you just brought it up perfectly. This is outside the range of ballista, trebuchets, archers from their clearly main fortification. And it's not set up in a way, there's no sort of, keeps kind of rounded on the edges of the sort of wall that could give a sort of inward facing, sort of field of fire against the frontage of the wall. So right now, this is an obstacle not covered by fire, which means that it actually serves no purpose. So
it's just a target.
If anything, it serves an anti-purpose, because if the Shadow takes this wall over, then they can basically turn it into a fortification on their fucking side. They'll go build their forts on it. Like, I don't know if they saw fucking Lord of the Rings or if they saw Game of Thrones and they thought, oh, we need a wall. But we can't build a wall that big, and how are the Trollocs going to get through it to fight our Supergirls? But
we don't have the budget for a big ice wall.
You're giving them too much credit, mate. They just wanted a place where they could send all the men in the fucking Faldara to die. That's what they wanted. So let's just put a little wall between these two mountains, so we can send all the blokes there, and then they can die, and then we can let the females just deal with shit. That's what it is.
We don't have to show the men dying on screen. Oh god. Yeah.
Don't use the mountains as a defense either, right? At all.
It's not like no one's ever done that in history. Leonidas.
Just imagine if instead of waiting for this, if she just caused a rock slide in the valley.
Oh yeah.
No,
that would have.
Yeah, that's it. It's game over.
Exactly. She's like all of the strong women in this show. She's actually evil. She's actively letting everyone she knows die.
Where no one's but her.
Thanks for taking the time to act like a bitch, Nynaeve, when there are thousands of men dying that you could be helping.
Which is so 100% not Nynaeve. It's not even funny.
Hey, random extra that we've never met before.
Who has a Kaysan dot on her forehead because she's from Malkir?
So Nynaeve would literally destroy those everything. To go and help those men that are dying in that wall, she would destroy everything and everyone in between her. It's fucking bullshit.
Hey, Alex, you remember Perrin? They did him good, right?
Oh my god.
I thought we'd reached the point where we were calling him Pern.
We are.
He's not Perrin. He's Pern.
Also, reoccurring extra is also acceptable, and I like that this line of dialogue is actually what the audience is asking of the show. It's just, how are you just sitting here while all this is happening?
Do you remember the book? How Perrin in the books thought that the way of the leaf was just utter bullshit.
Yeah.
And here he's having to come to grips with his newfound pacifism and probably veganism. So glad we got this.
And his feelings for Rand too. He's having trouble with those.
I'm standing. You must.
Don't be a dick, Loyal. How can we just sit here? I'm standing. Your dick, Loyal. That's what this is.
I do also love how even in episode 8, wasn't it one of the promises of the show that like they would get to in-world swearing? But even in episode 8, nope, this is bullshit.
Yeah, they did.
Great. They said Rand said blood and ashes once.
Rand but I'm just saying that was in that early Q&A that we've covered before. You know, people pointed out like, hey, episodes 1 through 3. What's up with all this modern swearing?
No, and he was like, reply was blood and ashes. Give us some time.
Yeah, like we're
and then we
get
finally
there.
Get blood and ashes once, and then it goes out the fucking window.
Yeah, that's fine. Season 2, they'll probably just say, you know, fucking bullshit, you know, bitch, motherfucker, you know, it's just good. It's 2022.
Mother's come in a cup. Sorry, what was that?
Don't left the reservation there. I swear.
No, I didn't. I'm just I'm getting
there's
getting sauced.
There's some other words, but you know, I'm not Australian, so I can't use some of those words.
Where's the leaf? What are we supposed to do? Just watch our friends die.
Well, you've been doing it for 7 episodes. Why would you fucking stop now?
Good question.
You didn't just watch your friends die. You fucking axed your wife, you fucking piece of shit.
And can you imagine being a director and letting that be the take that you went with?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
no.
I can't imagine, you know, if you're a professional actor, every once in a while you have a bad rep. You know, your head wasn't in the right spot, you overshot something, whatever. You know, it happens.
You gesticulated just a little bit too much, and the director's supposed to say, tone it down a little bit, Pern.
Yep. All right, run it back. Let's run this again.
Take about 10% off the top there, Squirrely Dan.
That's exactly it. And this director was like, nah, let it run.
Ooh, I like that one.
Hey, I just got a question here. We've talked about Loyal's terrible costume and the absolute lack of any sort of forced perspective, even attempting to make him look the right size. Again, here, he could have just been slightly closer to the camera and he would have been looming over Perrin and it would have worked, right? Like, this is literally the textbook shot for where you make that happen. And Alex, I think you brought it before, like, don't show the actor's feet as like a cardinal sin of like doing any effort at those shots, right? So here's the question. Clearly, they're not trying to make Loyal taller than regular people. No. Can we agree on that?
No, we absolutely do not agree with that, because the reason I say that is Loyal is wearing stripper heels.
That was going to be my question. That was going to be my question. That was my question.
But take that off and he's fucking trying.
Yeah, why give him the moon boots if you're not going to commit to that in literally any way?
Yeah.
Now, if I recall correctly, Loyal was about the same height as Rand when they meet in the Light's Blessing. The Queen's Blessing library. But the actor who plays Pern, he's actually 6'4", right?
I have no idea.
He's a big unit. He's not.
Loyal's like 10 feet tall.
In the books.
In the books, yeah.
Here he's basically 6 feet, and the extra inches are his moon boots and the fucking Pomeranian on his head.
Yes.
Yes, they're at eye level right now, even with the moon boots.
Yeah. But you're right, Dane. Go ahead.
Take that bullshit wig off his head, and he's the same fucking height right now with the moon boots on.
Perrin's shoulders are actually higher than Loyal's, if you really want to get nitpick about it.
Well, that's why this is the one shot
a little bit.
Yeah, the one shot where he's not slouching like a total fucking cuck.
Well, he is slouching. He's got his head ducked a little bit to me.
A little bit.
I noticed that too. He is slouching. He seems to want to look shorter.
He slouches a lot more in other shots. That's all I'll say. And I think we can go on from here.
More Chicago.
He's finally realizing, Chicago, amongst the Chicago brick in ample sunlight, he's deciding that the way of the leaf is bullshit, which he should have realized as soon as he first fucking heard about it, like he did in the books.
All right. I can't get over that Loyal looks like He looks like in a cartoon where like a character wears like 17 shirts at the same time.
he's one of that early internet meme where the guy is like wore 200 shirts.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what Loyal looks like.
That's actually a really good point.
Costume department.
It's really hurting my soul. Has anyone considered, right, like how they're going to do like armies of these motherfuckers later on? Like how they're going to do multiple Ogiers like down the track?
I don't know.
There's not going to be Ogier gardeners. There's not going to be Ogier gardeners. There's not going to be, up axes, right?
What also kind of bugs me is this scene kind of implies that Loyal also follows the way of the leaf. Why?
Yeah. Because.
Have you guys ever thought about doing the math about how much time and thought you put into this series that no one else ever has?
It's too painful.
I've thought about making an Excel database with timestamps about everything that this show gets wrong, just so I could email it to them and be like, all right. Here are the problems. I've enumerated it for you, and no, it's not just the casting and that we're all racist and bigots. It's these 7,000 reasons. Bigots,
do you think they'd be able to make sense of an Excel spreadsheet that just had second 1, second 2, second 3, second 4 for the entire season?
Do you think they could open the attachment? Probably not.
The file size would be too large to send.
I can PDF it and I can reduce the size. You guys haven't seen my Excel formatting skills, but don't worry about it. Oh, God. Stop being a little bitch.
Experience if you want to help, but don't know how. All you need to do is ask.
What the fuck?
It still annoys me.
What does that even mean?
It doesn't mean anything. They give him shit dialogue and he's good. Well, that actor bloke, he's actually good at Loyal.
They
give him shit lines and fucking crap. Complete means nothing, and he looks nothing like him. But he could have done a great job. That's like the thing that pisses me off the most about this whole fucking show.
Rajnor trying to write something profound, and then to Eldan's point, decent delivery from an actor who is trying. He is trying so hard. He's doing it so well that people actually like him, despite the fact that even the actors who act off of him. Like I don't think there's been an actor in a shot with Loyal that takes it seriously anymore. And perhaps that's why Pern did that stupid hand gesture that you noticed, Alex, is the guy couldn't take the shot seriously or the scene seriously just because he had to act opposite basically a goofball in moon boots and a fucking wig like that.
Yeah.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Oh no, we're in the Gawain's accepted test.
There you go. See, there's Rand holding a baby. See, they didn't know that he was going to survive.
Just wait. I think there's horse watch coming up. But first, apple count. You're at your farm. Yeah, count the fucking apples.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I got 7. I mean, there's a whole nother basket over the back there.
Who has a picnic on their front lawn and then for their picnic brings like a dozen apples? And then
look at the
giant basket.
Look at the giant basket behind it.
They got back from the eye.
Most apples ever. Love it.
What's wrong with you?
I thought you wanted to go to the White Tower.
No, this is where I want to be.
Bullshit. Liar.
Are you all right?
I need whiskey.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were little?
Why does all Amazon shows end the same? This is the Sauron Galadriel flashback scene.
Yeah, they can't. They have no skill, man. That's what it is. They literally. It's a competence issue. It's a competence issue.
But it started raining.
Didn't he make Uncharted after this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was.
I haven't watched it, but
it was terrible.
I took my kids wanted me to go watch it, and I fucking dead set. I nearly smacked the shit out of them for it. It's fucking bullshit.
I know.
That was the worst fucking movie I've seen.
Pause here, Alex, because they're carving something into a tree. Now, have you guys, when you were little, carved anything into a tree? Like, let's say it's your first pocket knife and you're kind of proud of it and you're going to go carve something in a tree, what do you guys do? Like your initials, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe you carve if you're with a girl, you do like initials with a plus sign. You do a heart around it.
That is the stereotypical one. That is,
Some kind of like
do you think that's
might do a ticking ball if you're really adventurous.
Have you guys ever thought about, I don't know, writing a paragraph into a tree with your knife?
All the time.
Takes a bit of doing.
Is that what's about to happen?
Well, maybe it's not a paragraph, but it's.
Hey, Lady Balfour is correct. Dane would. She's right. You would.
Rhyming couplets, maybe, but I draw the line at that. But let's advance here.
What it was?
I would guess carved a picture of a dick or something.
Our place. For this life. And the next. Forever.
That's a lot of fucking tree carving.
That's three sentences. That's 3 sentences, Dane. Calm down.
Yeah.
You're still not going to carve that into a little tree.
No. I was gonna say, what 17-year-old or 18-year-old thinks like this? That must have taken 45 minutes to carve into that tree.
Wait, there were
45 minutes they could have been making out.
They were little. They were
like 10 at the time.
Well, that's so much worse.
It doesn't happen in the story at all.
And in the 2 rivers that we've seen here in the show, I mean, imagine he turned down sex for doing that because clearly they could have been banging instead.
Dude, they were like 10.
And in this show, probably totally fine.
Good God.
It's already here.
1 tear.
Of course it is.
It's coming up. Oh, God.
It's a lot of face rubbing.
Have you counted how many times guys cry on this show?
No, but we should.
No, but honestly, every time they speak for long enough to start crying, I get bored and zone out.
I pour a whiskey.
I mean, am I the only one that's having that problem with this episode? Is it's oh no, Rand's going to deliver more than 3 lines of dialogue consecutively. Time to take a nap. Dane, thank God that you noticed that, because I seriously would have just let this play. Because it's just okay, Rand's talking, nothing relevant is happening.
I kind of want you to go back a little bit and see if we can look at Bella in the stable and bring back the horse watch. But we don't have to. I think they got the fetlock wrong.
Speculation. The NPCs are frozen. They've glitched. Buffering.
Do you think she's CGI'd, or do you think she's actually acting to be frozen?
What do you mean?
I think that who gives
Is there really a difference, though?
What you can do. The power inside you.
Power's not inside you. Fuck off.
Remake the world in your image.
No, you can't. Fuck off.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
What the fuck is that line of what is that line of dialogue? You're right, Dane. Power is not.
Whoa, hold on. Go back a step. Go back a step. Okay, keep going. Look at her braid. Look at her braid.
Her braid moves, so she's standing there.
Her blade is literally flowing in the wind. It's the weird. Keep playing it. See?
How firm of a wind?
That's why I was asking the questions. They probably froze the baby, and now they're the directions okay, Egwene, just freeze like you're playing freeze tag.
Move. Yeah.
What is this?
Is it
okay? Oh. Now, but before this, I promised you guys that there was going to be something incredibly retarded in this section.
You did. I thought we
haven't already passed that.
It's coming up, guys. It's coming up.
Oh, gross.
It's in this scene.
Dead.
You didn't think I'd come here without knowing what I was walking into, did
Pause.
Pips, this is the first time you've seen this, right?
No, this is the first time for Pips.
Fuck.
But
Moiraine just put a knife to Rand's head, mate.
no, but okay.
Who could believe that?
So Moraine remember Moraine can't lie, so she can't bluff or do anything like that. She cannot speak an untrue word. So she is just basically told Ishamael, who she thinks is the Dark One or whatever, that's ambiguous. But she's like, you didn't think I came here without knowing exactly what your plan was. We both know you can't escape this place without his help. So Moraine, question for you, or Moron, as Spaced Oyster likes to call you. If you knew that the Dark One couldn't escape his prison without bringing the Dragon Reborn, why the fuck did you bring the Dragon Reborn here?
She's a big brain.
I thought Moraine's whole plan was bring the Dragon Reborn there, something will happen, the Dark One will be defeated.
Oh, plus give him a Sangreal that's like super powerful.
Yeah,
let's do that too.
I can't
it's
remember
a great plan.
I can't remember who said it, but the plan was summarized as yeet the Dragon Reborn at the Dark One, something happens.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's fair.
I remember that.
I just want to point out, so while I don't disagree with anything that you guys are saying, Dan, I do want to point out that if, and we don't think she is, but if she is stilled versus shielded, she could lie.
But she's not stilled.
She's not shielded yet.
I think that we are likely to be correct in our theory that she is just shielded, not stilled, but the show hasn't answered that question yet. So
I want to actually remind Pips, before you get through this and form your full opinion on it, that A, it's another turning of the wheel, right? Keep that in mind. And B, the cinematography.
The rules are made up and the points don't matter.
That's right.
True.
Right. She wouldn't know that she could lie until she tested it out.
Yeah.
And
at least they made Ishmael look like a Pakistani. Fucking sweet.
And she kind of had the foresight to bring a knife because she brought that in the prologue along with her fucking Sa'angreal that she gave to him.
No, Dan, it's very important to note that she did not remember to bring the knife, that they had to go and put the knife back in the first episode because they forgot to show that she has a knife.
True enough. But the same thing with the Sa'angreal that they decided to put in the last episode too, probably when they realized what is Rand going to be doing at the Eye of the World, and they had no idea. But more to the point, this line, it really grates on me because she's basically admitting here that the dragon could set the Dark One free at the Eye of the World, which is his prison, and that the Dragon Reborn is needed for that possibility. So why aren't you stopping him from going to the... Like, why is this your plan?
So
seriously.
Yeah.
Totally unrelated, but I want to say it before we move on here. Doing the editing for these things, I've had the opportunity, it's a, we'll say opportunity, to really look at some of these scenes in slow motion multiple times, like really looking over them. And I just want to point out, Moraine, so the actor Rosamund Pike, nothing against her. She has some old lady hands. There's been other shots where this has been really obvious, and she has old lady hands. Like, you look at that and you do not think ageless Aes Sedai. It's
okay.
Why she has fingerless fucking gloves on all the time? So basically, have to cover up her veins and translucent skin.
Yes.
So if I may interrupt right now, I might be the only one here with practical phlebotomy experience.
What is that word?
I don't know what that is.
Phlebotomy,
yes.
Blood drawing.
Right.
I know how to draw blood from people.
Thank you.
Among other things.
Dead people. Sorry.
That is no living.
Oh shit! Is there something we should know about you, Kala?
Yes, a lot of things. But fortunately, you're not in the same time zone, so why do you care? Anyway, those are Those are nasty veins. Like at a guess, I'd say 50 years or older.
Yeah.
Possibly a smoker. Possibly a smoker too.
Okay, see,
Could be the lighting.
I feel vindicated then that it's not just me looking at these scenes over and over again. Like there was a shot in the last episode that was like really bad, and this one's worse. So
I'm gonna have to.
I think the
make
fact
this the
that this
thumbnail.
scene is so incoherent, like it's so nonsensical, that we're not even talking about like the giant clusterfuck that is. Is she just not like grabbing her with the power?
Yeah.
Because she's like, I will cut his throat if you channel. And he's like, how would you know if I channel? You can't see the weave.
Does he say that? Is that a line he's about to deliver? Please.
He should. He should.
She basically bluffs him, I think.
But she does, man. She 100% bluffs him. Like, oh.
Hey, it's the same tower overhead shot.
Yeah.
Lord Decatur.
Yeah, Pip's
I also like how these Shinaran soldiers are wearing dresses while the Aes Sedai don't.
Yeah, just oh no.
Here, Perrin, pickaxe.
Oh, we had an extra in case someone came along.
I just want to say that fucking eye patch.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's terrible.
It's Uno. Get it? Because he has an eye patch. That's all you need for Uno.
He's also 5'2".
Who is it that calls him manless Uno?
Me.
Everyone.
Okay.
Anyone who's ever seen him in real life.
It's a great nickname.
I like how all the arrows are actually coming from the top of the wall where no one is.
Yeah, Power Rangers.
They're literally watching them die. Light, help you.
Hang on, go back.
You can help him.
Go back. Look at their fucking shoulder pads. They're way outside their arms. Go back. You have to go back.
No, it's coming.
Go back.
No, this is our Power Rangers, and then there.
Oh, God.
It's fucking Scorpion Queen, man.
Where's her arms? She's fucking got no arms. I've got shoulders.
Okay,
no arms.
question here on this shot. Actually, Alex, you go back a couple frames. I want to know where the light is coming on the other side of Tarwin's Gap.
We already asked about that, yeah.
Well, maybe, right? So you look off in the distance in Tarwin's Gap, and the sky looked bright, and maybe that's what was lighting up Agelmar's face.
Except we know that the sun's not over there, so that's just another bad CGI lighting shot. Son of a...
I was gonna say that's not how light works.
It's also we're looking north. Like there's no possible way at dusk.
All those Trolloc human pyramids, all the cheerleading squads, you know, because that's what the Trollocs are doing. They're making the base, and they're all climbing on top of each other's shoulders. It looks way too uniform. So every single window kind of at the bottom has got a triangle of Trolloc bodies of the same height and same dimensions leading up to it.
Is that what we're looking at right now?
That's what it is. So
yes, those are human pyramids.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So basically, it's the cheerleader squad of the Trollocs.
And those windows we're supposed to believe are large enough for a Trolloc to climb through?
No, it's stupider. There's going to be a Trolloc who climbs to the top of the pyramid and has a Uno-style pickaxe and is going to start basically hammering at the sides in order to break through. That was their plan.
Yeah, it's the best plan ever.
And just imagine if you just...
Was there a gun cocking noise with...
Hold on.
There was a gun cock.
We're getting close to the end, boys, but Pips, you got a question? Or was it you, Kala, that had a question for us?
No, I do have a question. Has anyone in this setting ever heard of a spear or a halberd?
Apparently not.
Do not reload your crossbow.
You're gonna use the crossbow, mate.
If they're right outside of your window, Do not cock the crossbow.
Pretty sure he
Toss
has
it
a
aside.
sword at his
Pull out a
waist.
sword. Pull out a spear. Take out a.
Only women are allowed to have spears in Faldara.
Well, wait, I'm pretty sure
that.
The whole fucking army, at least the ones without horses that ran, everyone that ran to this wall without a horse had a halberd and a shield. They would have been fucking useful.
They had halberds. What is he, a light ice? Nope, swords and crossbows only. Screw spears, we're light ice.
What they should have done was spend all this time trying to knock up the chicks, because when they get pregnant, they get superpowers.
Fair enough.
All right, so here you can clearly see
Then they could have had 20 chicks like standing in that fucking field of like nothing.
Those windows are massive.
Yes.
And they're the opposite of how you would actually do an arrow slit, right?
Yeah, an arrow slit is a narrow opening at the outside, and then is a wide with a wide angle on the inside, so you can still get a large field of fire inside of an arrow slit.
And they do the opposite here. Agilmar has a very narrow field of fire in that he can only shoot at the Trolloc right in front of him. And there's enough room for the Trolloc to basically get up there in the windowsill stand and start hammering away at it with an axe.
Yeah, I think I have an explanation for this. The point that you made before about how this wall makes no sense for them, but it would make sense for the Trollocs, and the arrow slits are installed backwards. The Trollocs built this wall.
That makes a lot of sense.
This is actually the Trollocs wall.
Well, I want to come
makes
through
sense
and like
because the
rape
Blight
and pillage.
is so shitty that they need a defense because the Blight isn't doing it.
Well, come on, the Blight's dangerous. Branch could fall on you. Moss could grow in your hand. Bad smells. I don't know.
Don't go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Kill a moss.
God, this is awful.
Just wait.
But COVID, mate. COVID happened. That's what it was, bro. COVID happened and it was all went to shit since then. Oh, fucking COVID. Fucking COVID. Oh, no, not the COVID.
This is the final shot of our rewatch tonight, gentlemen. Right here. This is it.
Oh, I can't deal with this.
The end of Agilmar. And Aldan, you mentioned, I think, at the outset that this guy's back for season 2.
Yeah, he is. 100%. I've seen him acting. I mean, I've seen him on set. Not on set, but I've seen him in the locations where they're shooting shit.
I mean,
so
more
he's got a spear through the chest. If Alex wants to go back a couple of frames, I'm pretty sure... I'm not sure if it's the rope on his back or the spear protruding through the back of his chest. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I don't know how
it's either the rope yanking him back or there's something that's sticking out through his back. But
I think this is another Rand shooting his bow and arrow at the archery target here. That thing doesn't look like it's sunk that deep. But I will say that Moron took a literal sword to the frickin' heart in episode 1. And she was totally fine. So, this looks
with Trolloc poison on it too.
This looks highly survivable.
Maybe this was his plan all along, to go and play dead at the wall.
He's just playing possum.
Yeah.
Dude, he and Celeborn are both going to be hiding out in the same spot, trying to get away from their bitchy women.
How many fake out deaths is this in this episode alone right now, right?
Yeah,
it's a point that I'll make in my presentation coming up about how bad the show is, but the way you eliminate stakes in a show and basically nuke a story is fake out deaths.
Yeah, man.
And there's been like
how dare they do that to the Wheel of Time? Like, fucking seriously.
It's been like over a dozen in this fucking series. I wanted to prepare my audience for real deaths. That's what they said.
Yeah, which makes no sense.
Wait, what?
Fucking what?
You didn't see that?
No,
That was a Rafe
No,
Judkins.
that.
That was a
He
Rafe
actually
Judkins
said
line.
that.
Yeah, so on
a
Twitter or
quote.
something like that, afterwards, it's like, how did you kill Loyal? And then he goes, ha ha ha, Loyal's not dead. He'll be back, don't worry. And all we wanted to do was prepare the audience for when real deaths occur. In fact, some characters are going to get killed off that don't get killed off in the show.
Who the fuck says that?
Oh yeah, in the books. Yeah.
People who are incompetent and bad at their jobs.
Yeah, but like that's insane. That's proper insanity. No one in their fucking right mind says something like that. No one who like has any kind of like care or emotional connection to the literature thinks that way. That's just what it is. That's not possible.
Yeah, but this is the guy who said if you complaining, I'm going to turn more characters gay. This is the same guy.
Yeah, and he turned the waters into complete fairies, all of them, which I can't believe. But it is what it is. But they are. He turned like the badass assassin warrior class in the Wheel of Time into fucking fairies, and it's like, okay.
Well, you don't have to mince words. You can call them cocksuckers. We don't care.
They are, but like the entire lot of them, it's insane.
Hey, Elon Musk doesn't own YouTube yet.
Oh shit! Flaming. Okay, don't worry, we're covered. Pips will fix this. Or he won't. All right, guys. International panel. Thanks for coming out. I think the whole world agrees with us and our multinational representation that this show sucks dick more than most warders do. Final thoughts. I'm going to give it to Alex first. Get him out of the way.
What is there to say when the failure is complete on every level? Like, the costuming is shit, the lighting is shit, the acting is shit, the choreography is shit. Like, there's not a single aspect of this segment that was done even passably. Like, nobody who worked on this should ever work in Hollywood again.
I want to save Pips for last because I think this is the first time he's seeing this. But Aldan, the man from Down Under, final thoughts, my friend.
I will never, ever, ever forget what they did to Agumar, one of the great captains right here. I fucking hate it. I hate every single thing about this. Rereading the books, man, and like listening to reading what Agumar is about and like who he is, and like one of the great captains. He's the first great captain, really, that we get really introduced to proper, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a complete. What they've done to him is a disgrace. It is beyond a disgrace. I hate it.
You can make the argument.
You'd ended on this fucking shot, mate, with like a spear going through Agumar's chest. Just like it makes me very, very upset. I'm going to be honest. I'm very, very, very upset.
But Aldan, I think I'm going to have to force you to justify this because let's explain for people. Like Agumar is a minor character, right? You can call him a great captain.
Yes. Yes, he's a minor character. Yep.
But he shows up in the first book and the start of the second, and then at the end he's got a really good part, and then he gets name dropped.
Not just yet. Not
okay, true. He's with. That's right. He's with the Borderlanders.
Yes. As they're doing their like rebel. Yeah, they're doing their shit. They're like going through like sticking the experience like Blonder's eye, as they say.
I think you see him in Path of Daggers is the first time you see him after Eye of the World.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
What does Agumar, who he's not the main character.
He's a good bloke. He's literally a good bloke. He is a good fella, and he's a rip. It's just.
I think we broke Aldan.
Yeah, I think we did.
I'm broken. I am broken.
I'm gonna stick drunken words in your mouth, and you can just tell me if you agree or disagree. He represents an honorable culture.
He represents exactly an honorable culture, and that's what's missing. Like the honor, the integrity. It's integrity. It's like
nobility.
Agumar is he's like a great man. He's a good bloke who will like do anything for you, but he will do what needs to be done. And he's hard as nails, but he's like also, he's like compassionate. He's soft. He's all these.
He recites poetry.
Yeah. That he's a good fella.
He gives a lot of good background on Lan. He shows proper respect to Aes Sedai. He helps build the Aes Sedai up by his amount of deference. And throughout, you always get kind of the name drops of who the great captains are, right? And he's always in that list.
Yeah, I think that's the most egregious part of it, right? Is because when he went in the books, like in the actual story, like he is like completely respectful of the Aes Sedai, as you said, Dane, and he's like, how can I help? What can I do? This sort of stuff. He's not this arrogant piece of shit like they make him out to be. And he's just a man. He's like an oasis in a desert when they turn up there, and he's like, how can I help? How can I do this? Let's get this done, sort of thing. He's a great bloke, and it's really offensive to me. The way that they treated Agumar, and to finish right here with a spear going through his chest, just drives me fucking insane. Like, I hate it. I couldn't hate it more. It's not even possible. I couldn't hate it more.
Dan, now it's just take heart. This isn't the real Agumar that got a spear through his heart. This was a show Agumar, and good riddance to him. Zax.
Yes.
Final thoughts, my friend. I know this whole segment sucked. I honestly, I got a question for you. Have you started reading farther into the series?
No.
Since we last spoke? Okay.
I have read nothing since then, so it's not like I'm reading something instead. It's no, I have not.
You've been touring the fortifications of Iberia.
It sure was, yes.
That sounds awesome.
It was amazing. And it was just kind of showed how poorly constructed this entire episode was. And I hated this episode so much when I watched it the first time and the second time and the third time and now. It's not just bad for Wheel of Time. It's everything in this episode is bad. Yui Bowl back in the day would make films that looked like art compared to this. None of it makes any sense. None of the characters do anything logical. Nothing of it works. The combat is awful. The effects are bad. Like, it's embarrassing. That's what I think about this episode. And Cole, yeah, I guess the Koof, right? You could say that, but I think even the people like the Daniel Greens of the world who were defending the show because they were getting paid, I'm assuming, at the end of this had to like, okay, well, this is so bad, even I can't lie about it anymore. And I hope that they take that as a lesson. I know they won't, but it'd be nice if they would. And try not to make season 2 objectively bad from every angle like this episode was.
But it will be.
I know.
It's going to be worse. They're trying to shove like books 2 and 3 into the same one season, and they expect, and they even like fucked up the first one when they tried to do the first book in itself in the season. Like, how the fuck?
Okay, well, we'll get into it a bit offline, but if you haven't seen it yet, the casting scripts or whatever with Avienda.
Oh, read that.
Okay. I'm going to trigger you. But Zax, thanks for coming out. Thanks for final thoughts. Thanks for surviving with us. But Kala, your final thoughts. We got to get the whole panel here.
All right.
What do you got to say about this section?
One of my favorite things about Wheel of Time is Borderlander culture, and they've just destroyed it. They've killed it. They've taken what I love about Borderlander culture, ignored it, and driven it into the ground. And then they have what they did to poor Agilmar, which Aldan has basically already said for me. So all I'm going to say on that is that show Agilmar, may the last embrace of the mother welcome you home.
Amen.
That's what you say to someone you actually respect. Although, no, show Agilmar not, but Agilmar as a character, yeah. You don't say that to Trollocs. Pips, I think going to give you the last word. This is the first time you're seeing this, I think. And you're not blind from moonshine.
This is terrible. This is objectively and in all possible ways awful. I have nothing positive to say. There's not a single delivery of a single line. There's not a single shot with good cinematography or lighting or production values. It all looks terrible. I mean, honestly, I was laughing at how bad it was. I guess that's the only thing that I can say is that, like, maybe it's a good thing that the Wheel of Prime sort of like jumped the shark, if you will, in season 1, and now it's the equivalent of like Sharknado 5, where like there's like it's you know,
Sharknado 5 is a masterpiece. Come on,
compared to this, it might be. Yeah, I can't even muster real thoughts here, other than I would say that you know, to support kind of Aldan and Kala's point, the contrast here is stark, where Agomar in the books he basically said, look, we're going to go face a battle that we're probably going to lose at Tarwin's Gap. I'm willing to take soldiers from the Gap to escort you on your mission in the Blight, because Moraine Sedai, you tell me that that's important. And like, I'm willing to basically let my country and my city and my people be less safe and potentially doom them to being in a Trolloc cookpot, because I'm willing to trust the word of an Aes Sedai, and I'm willing to trust the honor and integrity of Lan and Moraine Sedai specifically. And this is what we get instead. So, you know, this is ridiculous. Yeah, it's a failure on every level.
Well, thanks to our international panel of previous guests coming back. Kala from out east, who drinks a lot of coffee, although maybe not tonight.
No, I did.
Oh, okay, good. He's still awake. Zach's from the hinterland of Canada, somewhere in the middle. Doesn't have to say where. And Aldan, all the way down under, where it's finally sunny.
Yes.
Thanks so much for guys for coming back. Hope you guys had fun making fun of this with us, ripping on it. I'll say I kind of enjoyed it. I was able to share some new insights and other stuff that sucked. But join us next week, where, believe it or not, this actually gets worse. And we are going to be covering that with Trip and Done. Tune in for that one. In the meantime, everybody who's watching this, please please share, subscribe, comment. Even if you hate us and want us to sober up, we'll read the comment. Pips will probably be nice about it, and I'll think twice about replying. Yeah. Anybody else got anything left to say? Usually Pips reiterates.
No, I want to say thanks for having me on, guys. This has been great. I've loved this, so thank you.
Very welcome, Zach.
Okay. Nah, it's great to come back, man. It's good to see you all again.
Was nice to be here.
Well, thank you guys for coming on then, and like you guys have all said, it's been a real pleasure having you guys on. So we appreciate you coming out, and we appreciate the support from everybody else. So if nobody else is going to, I'll just say comment, like, subscribe, and walk in the light.
Walk in the light, brothers.